Okay, so another 3 ghost stories from the county of Wiltshire. There is a lot of history to do with old Wardour Castle, and just the history alone would be a separate video in itself. So I'm just going to go straight to the ghost story, and then in the future go back to the history side of it. And I'd like Richard to join me to help me do a video just solely on Wardour Castle in the future. So let's get into this. Okay, so the most famous ghost at Old Wardour Castle is believed to belong to Lady Blanche Arundel, who, with only herself, her children, a few maidservants, and 25 men, held out for 9 days against 1,300 parliamentary forces during the British Civil War. It is thought that it is she who has been seen over the centuries wandering among the ruins, looking down from the tower and strolling the grounds by the lake at twilight. It's actually a really cool story. I know this story very, very well. I also know of a couple of teams that have investigated within the area, more in like the surrounded woods and there's some tunnels, and they've caught some really interesting EVPs and some different paranormal activity. I've actually been there during the daytime. It has a creepy vibe, but it also is very beautiful during the day, especially during the summer, because you go to the top of the castle, you can look across to the lake, there's a lake house, but it does carry very much a creepy, eerie feel. Take away paranormal teams experiencing paranormal activity or ghostly figures there. I know many people personally that have been there and they've experienced something and seen figures there during the day and at night as well. It's a very cool story. I'd like to investigate there, but unfortunately it's quite expensive to investigate, but you can investigate in the woods around there, around this site. I really would love to do that, or just go back and visit. It just has a great feel, it has a great vibe. Okay, so I couldn't do another one of these videos without actually including Avery again, and this one is the Red Lion Inn. So several ghosts are known to reside both within and without the ancient property. Very occasionally, a phantom carriage drawn by ghostly horses has been seen chattering across the inn's courtyard. Successive landlords have preferred not to become acquainted with this spectral visitor, since it is a harbinger of tragedy and means that close relatives are about to die. Less traumatic, though equally alarming, is the Red Lion's female phantom, Florrie. During the 17th century English Civil War, Florrie's husband is said to have returned unannounced from the conflict and caught his wife in the arms of another man. He shot her lover dead and slit his wife's throat, which is absolutely brutal. He then dragged her body to the well, still to be seen in one of the pub's front rooms, and having thrown her down there, sealed it with a huge boulder. Florrie's ghost has remained behind ever since, apparently. 2 very interesting stories that come out of the Red Lion Inn. I believe there is another one as well, which I could not find, but I've heard people talking about. I've actually had the luxury of being in this pub twice, to be fair, and yeah, it does have a very eerie, creepy kind of feel. The greatest thing about these ghost stories is that every time I've heard them from different people from Avebury, they're all exactly the same. They haven't been subjected to Chinese whispers in any way. They're always the same ghost story, which makes them quite believable. And there are regular sightings of these phantoms and ghost sightings in this pub. It's a very cool pub to go into. And if you ever get a chance to go to Avebury, just look around the stones, the manor, just pay a visit to the pub as well and see what kind of feel or vibe you get. For me, it was really creepy, and I absolutely kind of love all that kind of stuff. Okay, so last of all is Parsonage Wood in Castle Combe. So Parsonage Wood is a beautiful place to take a stroll with its lush foliage, majestic trees and bubbling streams. However, when night falls, the wood becomes a much eerier place. Those who brave the woods after dark have come back with tales of disembodied voices among the trees. Disturbingly, all of the accounts are similar, and they do not tell of spirits simply having a chat, but rather sounds of a ritual. The voices are said to chatter excitedly, getting louder and louder until the point of a blood-curdling scream, which then after, the wood becomes silent. Now, this is the first time I've heard this ghost story. I knew of the wood, but I never heard of the ghost story that come out of it. And I've never ever wanted to investigate a wood so badly right now. So Richard, if you're listening, this is an investigation in the future. The very near future. Also, in the dark. Very soon. Hint. Literally, I'm being serious. I mean, This is the first time I've actually heard this story, and it's very interesting that the reports are very consistent and very much the same. Again, not subject to Chinese whispers. I really, really need to go to this place to go and check this out, to investigate, find out a bit more history of the woods in itself. But yeah, I really want to investigate this place really, really bad. So there's another 3 ghost stories that come out of Wiltshire. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope everybody has a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.